Come, settle in, and let your mind drift back in time. Let's journey together to a place of ancient wonder and profound tranquility. Find a comfortable position, close your eyes, and allow your body to grow heavy and relaxed. We are traveling far, far away, not just across miles, but across millennia. Let the sounds around you fade into the background. Let the worries of your day dissolve like sugar in water. We are going to the banks of the mighty Nile River, 4,000 years ago. The air is cool and still. The stars, brilliant and countless, are beginning to fade from the deep indigo sky. There is no moon, only the soft pre-dawn light that promises a new day. You are standing on the soft, sandy earth near the water's edge. Feel the fine grains of sand cool beneath your feet. The world is quiet, wrapped in a deep and peaceful slumber. Take a slow, deep breath in, filling your lungs with this ancient, clean air. And as you exhale, release any tension you are holding. Let it go. Breathe in calm. Breathe out restlessness. Before us, the great river flows, dark and mysterious in the twilight. It is a silent, moving ribbon of life, the heart of this ancient land. A gentle mist rises from its surface, swirling in soft, ghostly tendrils that dance just above the water. This mist carries the scent of the river, clean, earthy smell of wet soil, reeds, and the subtle perfume of lotus flowers that will open with the sun. The world is holding its breath, waiting. This is a moment of pure stillness, a sacred pause between the night and the day. Let this profound quiet seep into your being, calming your mind and soothing your soul. You are safe here. You are at peace. Listen, can you hear it? The first signs of life stirring. A soft rustle in the papyrus reeds that line the bank. A lone bird calls out, a single, clear note that hangs in the still air before being answered by another, and then another. The chorus of the riverbank awakens, the gentle chirps, the distant cooing of doves. These are not jarring sounds. They are the soft, natural melody of the world waking up. Each sound is a gentle thread in a tapestry of peace, weaving a blanket of calm around you. As the eastern horizon begins to glow, a soft blush of pink and gold bleeds into the dark sky. The stars recede, their duty done for the night. This light, this first touch of the sun, is soft and gentle. It doesn't burst forth. It creeps slowly and tenderly across the landscape. It catches the tops of the distant palm trees, painting them in silhouette against the growing light. It kisses the surface of the river, turning the dark water into a shimmering expanse of liquid gold and rose. The mist catches the light, glowing with an ethereal beauty. With the light comes the first stirrings of human life. In the distance, you can see the faint outline of a small fishing boat, a simple skiff gliding silently onto the water. A lone fisherman poles his craft through the shallows, his movements slow and deliberate, a graceful dance with the river that has sustained his family for generations. There is no hurry, no rush. Everything moves with the patient, steady rhythm of the Nile itself. The gentle dip of his pole into the water is a soft, rhythmic sound, a lulling beat that draws you deeper into relaxation. Plip, 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 a gentle, watery lullaby. The air is beginning to warm, the initial coolness of the pre-dawn giving way to a comfortable, gentle heat. Feel this warmth on your skin, like a soft blanket being laid over you. It soothes your muscles, loosens your joints, and deepens your sense of peace. The river remains the quiet center of it all, It flows on, as it has for eons, indifferent to the passage of time. It is a constant, a source of life, and a symbol of eternity. Its gentle current carries away all your thoughts, all your concerns, leaving only a feeling of serene emptiness. Look along the banks. The lush green of the reeds and the tall grasses is now visible in the growing light. Droplets of dew cling to every leaf and stem, sparkling like a million tiny jewels scattered by a careless god. A dragonfly with iridescent wings hovers for a moment over a lotus bud, its wings a blur of motion before darting away. The world is alive, but it is a gentle, quiet life. Everything exists in perfect harmony. The sun has now climbed higher, a perfect, glowing orb just above the horizon. Its golden rays stretch across the land, illuminating the fields that border the river. You can see the dark, fertile soil, the source of all abundance. This is the Black Land, the gift of the Nile. It is from this soil that life springs forth, that grains grow and civilizations are built. But for now, it lies quiet, waiting for the hands that will tend it. The sounds of the morning are growing, but they remain soft. The lowing of cattle from a nearby village, the distant, muffled voices of people beginning their day. These sounds do not disturb the peace. They add to it, creating a rich, layered soundscape of gentle existence. They are the sounds of a world that is in balance, a world where life flows as steadily and as predictably as the river itself. Let your attention return to the water. Watch the gentle ripples created by the morning breeze. They spread out in ever-widening circles, mesmerizing and calming. The surface of the river is a mirror reflecting the brilliant, painted sky. It is a canvas of impossible colored deep oranges, soft pinks, and brilliant golds, all swirling together. Lose yourself in the reflection. Let your mind drift on its gentle currents. There is nothing for you to do here. No tasks to complete, no problems to solve. Your only purpose is to be present in this moment of perfect peace, to feel the warmth of the sun, to hear the gentle music of the river, to breathe in the clean, fresh air. Each breath you take anchors you more deeply in this state of relaxation. Each beat of your heart slows to match the unhurried rhythm of this ancient morning. Imagine yourself lying down on a soft mat of woven reeds, placed in a shady spot beneath a sycamore tree. The leaves rustle gently above you, creating shifting patterns of light and shadow. You are completely comfortable, completely supported. You can feel the gentle energy of the earth beneath you, a grounding, calming force. You can feel the life of the river flowing nearby, a constant, soothing presence. Let the image of the Nile at sunrise fill your mind. The golden light, the rising mist, the silent boats, the gentle sounds. This is a place of timeless tranquility, a place where the soul can rest. As the sun climbs higher, its warmth spreads through your entire body, from the tips of your toes to the top of your head. It is a healing warmth, a loving warmth, melting away any last vestiges of tension or unease. The river flows on. It has witnessed the rise and fall of dynasties, the building of pyramids, the lives and dreams of millions, and yet it remains unchanged, a symbol of eternal renewal. Every sunrise is a promise, a new beginning, and for you now, this is a time for rest and renewal, a time to let go and allow yourself to drift into a deep and restorative sleep. The gentle sounds of the riverbank become a soft murmur, a distant hum. the image of the sunrise begins to fade, leaving behind only the feeling of warmth and peace. You are floating now, drifting on a calm, quiet sea of tranquility. Let the current carry you. There is nowhere you need to be but here, in this state of perfect rest. Sleep now, sleep deeply. The river will watch over you, the sun will warm you, and the ancient land will hold you in its peaceful embrace. Rest now. Good night. Hello, and welcome. Find a comfortable place to rest. Close your eyes and let your mind drift away with me. Tonight, we're journeying back in time, far, far away, to a land where life moves with the gentle rhythm of a great, flowing river. The sun has just begun to set, painting the sky in soft shades of orange and purple. Imagine we are walking through a quiet village. The air is warm and smells of baked earth, sweet dates, and the faint, fresh scent of the river nearby. We stop before a simple, sturdy home, its walls made from bricks of sun-dried mud and straw. The walls are thick, and they hold the coolness of the evening. The doorway is low, and as we step through, we leave the day's heat behind. Inside, it's peaceful. The last of the daylight filters through a small opening high in the wall, casting long, soft shadows across the smooth, packed earth floor. Let's sit for a moment and just breathe, in and out. Feel the stillness of this little home. It's not large, just a few rooms, but it feels safe. A true sanctuary from the world outside. The air inside is surprisingly cool. During the day, the thick mud walls absorb the sun's fierce heat, and as evening arrives, they slowly release that stored warmth, keeping the home comfortable through the cool desert night. The family who lives here knows this rhythm well. It is the wisdom of generations. Let's explore a little. In the main room, woven reed mats cover parts of the floor. In one corner, there are large clay pots, beautifully simple, holding water drawn from the river, grain harvested from the fields, and perhaps some dried fruits and nuts. It's made of wooden beams, probably palm logs, with layers of palm fronds and mud laid over them. It's not just a roof. It's part of the home's breathing system. In the center of the roof, you might notice an opening, a sort of wind catcher. This clever design funnels the cooler evening breezes down into the house, creating a gentle, natural air conditioning that circulates the air and keeps the rooms fresh. It's a simple but brilliant way to live in harmony with the climate. As darkness deepens outside, the family begins to gather. A small, shallow dish of oil with a floating wick is lit, casting a soft, flickering glow. The light dances on the walls, making the small space feel warm and intimate. This is the time for stories, for quiet conversation, for sharing the small events of the day. The father might speak of the water levels in the irrigation canals, a good sign for the coming planting season. The mother might be grinding grain with a smooth stone, the rhythmic sound, a comforting hum in the quiet room. The children, their chores done, sit close, listening, their eyes heavy with sleep. Life here is deeply connected to the river. The river is everything. It provides the water that quenches their thirst and nurtures their crops. Its annual flood brings rich, dark silt that makes the land fertile. The family's calendar is not one of months and days as we know it, but of seasons defined by the river, the season of flooding, the season of planting, and the season of harvesting. Their whole existence ebbs and flows with the water. Now it is time for rest. The family doesn't have beds like we do. They might unroll sleeping mats onto the floor, or, on very warm nights, They might carry their mats up a simple ladder to the flat roof. Sleeping on the roof is a special treat. Up there, under a vast blanket of brilliant stars, the air is cool and a gentle breeze whispers by. The sounds of the night are different. Hear the chirping of crickets, the distant call of a night bird, the soft murmur of the river itself. Imagine lying there, feeling the cool air on your skin, gazing up at a sky untouched by city lights. The stars seem so close, you could almost reach out and touch them. The family settles down for the night. There are no worries about tomorrow's to-do list, no distracting screens. There is only the peace of the present moment. Their bodies are tired from a day of honest work, and their minds are calm. Sleep comes easily here. It is a deep, restorative sleep, guided by the natural cycles of light and dark. Let's imagine we are one of the children, tucked in on our mat on the roof. The gentle sound of our parents breathing nearby is a comforting reassurance. The river, the great provider, sings its constant, quiet lullaby in the distance. We feel completely safe, part of this family, part of this land, part of the timeless rhythm of the universe. As you lie here now, in your own comfortable bed, allow this sense of peace to wash over you. Feel the simple, profound stillness of that ancient home. Let go of the complexities of your day. Your body is resting. Your mind is quiet. There is nothing you need to do, nowhere you need to be, except right here, drifting peacefully towards sleep. The moon is high in the sky now, its silver light bathing the mud brick village. Every home is quiet. Every family is at rest, recharging for a new day that will be much like the one before a day of work, of family, of life, lived in tune with the natural world. Breathe in the cool, clear night air, and as you breathe out, release any remaining tension. Let yourself be carried away on the gentle currents of your dreams, back to that peaceful place by the river, where life is simple and the heart is at rest. Sleep well. Close your eyes for a moment. Imagine you're standing at the edge of a vast, open expanse, just as the sun begins to paint the eastern sky in shades of gold and rose. The air is cool and still, carrying the clean, earthy scent of wet soil. You take a step forward, and your bare feet sink ever so slightly into the ground. This isn't just any earth. This is the Black Land, the Kemet, the gift of the great river Hapi, the Nile. Feel the sensation of the rich, dark silt between your toes. It's cool, almost silky, and alive with the promise of a new season. For months, the river has been swollen, overflowing its banks and blanketing the valley in a layer of life-giving nutrients. Now, the waters have receded, leaving behind this fertile mud, a blank canvas for the year to come. There's a profound quiet here, broken only by the distant call of a waiting bird or the gentle rustle of reeds in the breeze. As you stand there, grounded, connected to the earth, you can almost feel the pulse of the land itself, a slow, steady rhythm that has governed life here for thousands of years. This is the beginning. This is the season of Akit, the inundation giving way to Pare, the season of emergence and growth. You wiggle your toes deeper into the mud, a feeling of profound peace and connection washing over you. The land is ready, and so are you. This is a moment of pure potential, a sacred pause before the work begins. As the sun climbs higher, its warmth begins to dry the surface of the soil, turning it from a deep, glistening black to a soft, crumbly brown. It's time. You reach into a woven basket at your side, your fingers closing around a handful of barley seeds. They feel small and hard in your palm, tiny vessels of life holding the promise of a future harvest. You walk a straight line across the field, your movements deliberate and unhurried. With a gentle, practiced flick of the wrist, you cast the seeds, watching them scatter and fall upon the prepared earth. There's a rhythm to this motion, a dance as old as the land itself. Cast, step, cast, step. Your mind empties of all else, focusing only on the arc of the grain through the air and its soft landing on the soil. You are not just a farmer. You are a partner with the river, with the sun, with the gods who watch over the harvest. Following behind you, a small herd of sheep or goats is guided across the newly sown field. Their hooves gently press the seeds into the earth, tucking them safely into their fertile bed, protecting them from hungry birds and the heat of the sun. It's a simple, ingenious method, a symphony of cooperation between human and animal. The gentle bleating of the flock and the soft thud of their hooves on the ground become part of the day's serene soundtrack. Now, the season of growth truly begins. The sun beats down, a powerful force that coaxes life from the seeds, but also threatens to parch the thirsty earth. But the people of the Nile are masters of water. Look towards the river, and you will see a network of canals and ditches, arteries of life branching out from the main waterway, reaching deep into the fields. This is where the next phase of your rhythmic work unfolds. You stand beside a shadoof, a simple but brilliant tool. It's a long wooden pole balanced on a fulcrum, with a heavy counterweight on one end and a leather bucket on the other. You pull down on the rope, lowering the bucket into the life-giving water of the canal. The splash is a cool, refreshing sound in the warm air. Then, with the help of the counterweight, you lift the brimming bucket with a surprisingly gentle effort. The pole pivots, swinging the water over to a smaller irrigation ditch that runs through your field. You tip the bucket, and a silvery cascade of water rushes forth, gurgling as it flows between the neat rows of emerging green shoots. The motion is repetitive, almost meditative. Down, dip, lift, swing, pour, over and over again. Your muscles move in a familiar, comfortable pattern. Your breathing syncs with the motion of the shadoof. The sun warms your back, the water cools the air around you, and the steady, gurgling sound of the flowing water is a constant, calming presence. As you work, you become deeply aware of the world around you. You notice the way the light filters through the swaying papyrus reeds along the canal bank. You see dragonflies with iridescent wings darting above the water's surface. You hear the hum of bees visiting the wildflowers that grow along the edges of your plot. The work is demanding, yes, but it is not rushed. It follows the pace of the sun's journey across the sky and the slow, steady thirst of the growing plants. There is no frantic hurry, only a focused, purposeful effort. Every bucket of water is a prayer, a whispered encouragement to the young sprouts reaching for the sun. In the distance, you see your neighbors doing the same, their shadoofs rising and falling in a silent, coordinated ballet. There's a sense of shared purpose, of community. Everyone is working together, guided by the same ancient knowledge, participating in the same sacred cycle. You are a single thread in a vast and beautiful tapestry of life, woven along the banks of this eternal river. The work connects you not just to the land, but to each other, and to the generations who have stood on this very spot, performing these same tasks, feeling this same sun on their skin. Days turn into weeks. The tender green shoots grow into sturdy stalks of barley and wheat. The fields, once dark and bare, are now a vibrant sea of green, swaying gently in the northern breeze. Your daily tasks continue. You walk the fields, pulling weeds that compete for water and nutrients. The action is simple, grounding. You bend, your fingers search the soil. You pull, and you toss the weed aside. It's another repetitive, mindful task. Each weed removed is an act of nurturing, of protecting the life you have so carefully cultivated. You check the irrigation ditches, clearing away any silt or debris that might block the flow of precious water. You are a guardian of the field, a caretaker. You watch for signs of pests or disease, your eyes trained by experience to spot any trouble before it can spread. You know the land intimately. You know its moods, its needs, its subtle signals. You can tell by the color of a leaf or the feel of the soil if the plants are thirsty. This is a deep, intuitive knowledge, passed down through generations, a wisdom that cannot be written in a scroll but is lived and felt. The world is alive around you. Frogs croak in the ditches at dusk, and the night sky, free from the glare of modern cities, is a breathtaking canopy of brilliant stars. The season of Shemu, the harvest, arrives. The air grows hotter, drier. The fields of green have transformed into a golden ocean, the heavy heads of grain bowing in the gentle wind. The time of patient waiting is over. Now is the time to gather the bounty. You move through the field with a curved sickle in your hand, its wooden handle smooth and familiar. With one hand, you gather a bundle of stalks, and with the other, you swing the sickle in a swift, efficient arc. Swish, swish, swish. The sound is crisp and satisfying. The cut grain falls, and you lay it in neat piles. Again, the work is rhythmic, hypnotic. Grasp, cut, lay. Your body moves with an economy of motion honed by years of practice. There is a quiet joy in this work, a feeling of fulfillment. This is the culmination of the entire year's effort, the physical manifestation of your partnership with the river and the land. All around you, families work together. Men cut the grain, women and children follow behind, gathering the fallen stalks into bundles. Laughter and song sometimes drift across the fields, a celebration of the earth's generosity. This isn't just labor, it's a festival, a communal act of gratitude. The golden sun shines down on a golden landscape, and the air is filled with the sweet, dry scent of cut wheat. It is a time of abundance and relief. The promise of the seeds cast upon the wet mud months ago has been fulfilled. The granaries will be full, and the people will be fed. The cycle is complete, and soon the great river will begin to swell once more, preparing to deliver its gift again, and the timeless rhythm of life along the new Nile will continue, just as it always has. In the quiet hush of dawn, a lone wooden boat drifts. It glides silently over a river cloaked in mist, the water a mirror of the pale, waking sky. Each ripple is a soft whisper against the weathered hull, a story etched into the grain of the wood. There is no destination in sight, only the gentle, unhurried journey forward. This is the river's first breath of the day, a moment of pure, undisturbed peace. As the sun climbs higher, the mist begins to dissolve, revealing a world stirring to life. The solitary drift gives way to a quiet industry. Here, a fisherman stands poised in his vessel, a silhouette against the brightening horizon. His hands gnarled and strong, like the roots of an ancient tree, expertly cast a net. It unfurls in a perfect, hopeful circle, sinking into the depths. There's a patient stillness, a deep connection between the man, his boat, and the water that sustains him. We see the subtle tension in the line, the focused gaze, and then the slow, steady pull, bringing forth the river's silver bounty. Further downstream, the river transforms into a lifeline, a floating path that connects communities, boats, broader and more robust, ferry people across the water. Faces are a tapestry of daily life. A child points with wide-eyed wonder. An old woman smiles a knowing smile. Friends share stories and laughter, their voices mingling with the rhythmic splash of the oars. These vessels are more than just transport. They are floating community halls, places of brief but meaningful connection as people move from one bank to another, their lives interwoven by the river's constant flow. The current carries us toward the heart of the river's commerce. A small, vibrant market buzzes with energy at the water's edge. Boats arrive, their hulls low in the water, laden with the treasures of the surrounding land. Brightly colored textiles are piled high, earthy pottery sits carefully arranged, and baskets overflow with fresh produce, glistening with morning dew. The air is thick with the scent of spices, earth, and river water. Voices call out, bargains are struck, and goods change hands in a dance of trade that has been practiced for generations. Each boat is a floating stall, a vital link in the chain of survival and prosperity. As the afternoon light softens into the golden glow of sunset, the river orchestrates its daily symphony. A montage of movement unfolds. Fishing boats begin their final casts, their nets catching the last rays of sun. Transport boats make their last crossings, their passengers silhouetted against a sky painted in fiery shades of orange, pink, and purple. The trade boats, now lighter, start their journey home. The pace quickens, a vibrant tapestry of life, all moving in harmony with the river's pulse. It's a breathtaking spectacle, a celebration of the day's labor and the enduring spirit of the people who call this river home. The warm, magical light blesses every ripple, every oar stroke, every soul upon the water. Now the world grows quiet once more. The sky deepens to indigo, and the stars begin to emerge. The vibrant activity of the day melts away, leaving behind a profound stillness. We return to where we started. A single wooden boat, empty now, drifts away from us. It moves slowly, becoming a mere silhouette against the shimmering surface of the water, until it is swallowed by the distance and the approaching night. The river is left alone, its surface calm and unbroken. The boats will return with the morning sun, but for now there is only the quiet, timeless flow, a silent promise of continuity forever and always. Thank you for joining us on this journey. If you were moved by the life of the river, please like, share, and subscribe for more stories from our world. The journey begins with a handful of golden grain, a small promise held in the palm. I pour it into the mill, and with a gentle turn of the handle, the quiet hum begins. It's a sound that connects me to countless generations before, a rhythm of stone against grain of transformation. The kernels crack, then crumble, releasing a sweet, earthy scent that fills the small space. It smells of sunshine and soil, of patient growth and a bountiful harvest. Flour, fine and soft as dust, trickles down, a pale cascade into the waiting bowl. I watch it pile up, a miniature mountain of pure potential. Each turn of the crank is a meditation, a slow, deliberate act that quiets the mind. There is no rush, only the steady, grounding process. The world outside, with its noise and its hurry, fades away, leaving only this simple, essential task. I run my fingers through the fresh flour. It's still warm from the friction, alive. This isn't just an ingredient. It's the very heart of the bread, the culmination of a long, natural cycle. Now, the water. I pour it in a slow, steady stream, watching as the dry flour drinks it up, darkening and clinging together. The initial mix is shaggy, a chaotic mess, but I trust the process. A sprinkle of salt for flavor, a touch of yeast for life. Then, my hands go in. The dough is cool and sticky, at first, clinging to my fingers. I begin to knead, pushing the mass away with the heel of my hand, then folding it back on itself. Push, fold, turn. Push, fold, turn. It's a dance, a conversation between me and the dough. Slowly, a change happens. The stickiness gives way to a smooth, elastic suppleness. The dough comes alive under my hands, becoming warm, pliable, and resilient. It's a beautiful, living thing. I can feel the gluten developing, creating the structure that will hold all that wonderful air. This repetitive motion is more than just a technique. It's an act of care, of infusing the dough with intention and warmth. After 10 minutes of this rhythmic work, the dough is a perfect, smooth sphere. I place it in a clean bowl, cover it with a cloth, and set it in a warm corner to rest, to rise, to become. The waiting is a lesson in patience. An hour passes. I peek under the cloth, and the magic has happened. The dough has doubled in size, a pillowy dome straining against the confines of the bowl. It's full of air, full of life, full of promise. I gently press it down, and it sighs, releasing the captured gas. The smell is intoxicating now, yeasty, sweet, and complex. I shape it into a simple, rustic loaf, tucking the edges under to create a tight surface. A few slashes across the top with a sharp blade, not just for decoration, but to guide its expansion in the oven, to give it the freedom to grow. The oven is preheated, a cavern of intense, dry heat. I slide the loaf onto the hot stone, and the moment it hits, I hear a faint sizzle. I close the door and wait again. This time, the anticipation is different, more exciting. Soon, the kitchen fills with the most incredible aroma, the one that signals home, comfort, and deep satisfaction. It's the smell of baking bread, a scent that can turn any house into a home. I watch through the oven door as the pale dough transforms. It swells and rises, a process they call oven spring, and the slashes on top open up like a flower. The crust begins to color, from a pale cream to a light tan, then to a deep burnished gold. The Maillard reaction is at work, creating hundreds of new flavor compounds, turning simple flour and water into something complex and delicious. When the crust is a deep, rich brown and a tap on the bottom of the loaf produces a hollow sound, I know it's ready. Using oven mitts, I carefully pull it out. It's magnificent, rustic, imperfect, and utterly beautiful. I place it on a wire rack to cool, and the singing begins, a series of tiny crackles as the crust cools and contracts. It's a sound of completion, a final, quiet celebration of the journey from grain to loaf. Resisting the urge to cut into it immediately is the final test of patience. It needs to rest, to let the steam redistribute and the crumb set. The sun is high now, casting dappled light through the leaves of the old oak tree. In its shade, the table is set simply, a wooden board, a sharp knife, and the loaf of bread, now cooled, sitting at the center. I slice into it, and the crust gives a satisfying crackle, yielding to a soft, airy interior. The steam that escapes carries the last of the oven's warmth. Beside the bread, there's a bowl of bright red tomatoes, sliced and glistening with olive oil and a sprinkle of sea salt. A wedge of cheese, creamy and mild. A small dish of olives, briny and pungent. That's all. It's a simple meal, but it feels like a feast. Each element is honest and true to itself. The sweetness of the tomatoes, the richness of the cheese, the saltiness of the olives, all of it comes together, anchored by the wholesome, nutty flavor of the bread. We gather around the table, a small circle of quiet companionship. There isn't much talk, just the gentle sounds of eating, of plates and glasses, of contented sighs. We break the bread with our hands, tearing off warm, soft chunks to dip in the olive oil or to eat alongside a bite of tomato. Each mouthful is a moment of pure nourishment, not just for the body, but for the soul. It's a reminder that the best things in life are often the simplest. This ritual, this sharing of food, is a grounding force in my life. It's a routine that brings a sense of order and peace to the day. In a world that often feels chaotic and fast-paced, this deliberate slowness is a sanctuary. It's a moment to pause, to breathe, to be present. Looking at the faces around the table, I feel an overwhelming sense of gratitude. Gratitude for the earth that provided the grain, for the sun and the rain that helped it grow. Gratitude for the hands that harvested it, and for my own hands that had the privilege of transforming it. Gratitude for this food that sustains us, and for the people I get to share it with. It's a deep, quiet joy that settles in my heart. A feeling of being connected to something larger than myself, to nature, to history, to community. This simple act of making bread and sharing a meal becomes a profound expression of love and care. It's a way of saying, without words, you are welcome here. You are cared for. You are nourished. This cycle repeats itself, day after day, week after week. The grinding of the grain, the kneading of the dough, the patient waiting, the glorious bake. It never gets old. Each loaf is slightly different, a unique creation shaped by the temperature of the day, the humidity in the air, the mood of the baker. It's a practice, not a performance. It's about the process, not just the product. It teaches me to embrace imperfection, to find beauty in the rustic and the handmade. It reminds me that providing for oneself and for others is one of the most fundamental and fulfilling human experiences. In a culture of convenience, taking the time to create something from scratch feels like a small act of rebellion, a reclaiming of a slower, more intentional way of life. And so, as the afternoon light softens and the shadows lengthen, we finish our meal. The plates are empty, the bread is mostly gone, but we are full. Full of good food, full of warmth, full of a quiet contentment that will carry us through the rest of the day. This simple ritual has woven a thread of peace and gratitude into the fabric of our lives. It's a reminder that even in the most ordinary moments, there is an opportunity for connection, for beauty, and for grace. The journey from a single grain of wheat to a shared meal is a story of transformation, patience, and love. It's a story I'm grateful to be a part of, over and over again. Thank you for sharing this quiet moment with me. I hope it brings a little bit of peace to your day. Don't forget to find the simple joys that surround you. Imagine a warm afternoon, the kind where the sun feels like a gentle hand on your skin. Picture a group of children, maybe 5 or 6 years old, playing by a riverbank. The water flows steadily, catching the light in 1,000 tiny sparkles. They're not building sandcastles or chasing each other. Instead, their eyes are fixed on the adults a little further downstream. The men and women are busy. Some are casting nets into the water with a practiced, graceful flick of the wrist. Others are patiently mending nets, their fingers moving with a rhythm that seems as old as the river itself. A few are gathered around a small fire, preparing the day's catch. The air smells of wood smoke, river water, and the subtle scent of cooking fish. The children watch. They are completely absorbed. They see the way an elder holds the net, how she gauges the current before casting. They notice the specific knots used to repair a tier, the way the thread is pulled tight, just so. They observe how the fish are cleaned, the precise economical movements that waste nothing. No one is giving a formal lesson. There are no lectures, no textbooks, no exams, and yet an immense amount of learning is taking place. The children mimic what they see. A little boy picks up a piece of discarded rope and tries to copy the knot-tying motions he's been watching. His small fingers are clumsy at first, but he persists, his brow furrowed in concentration. A young girl finds a large leaf and pretends to cast it into a puddle, her arm mimicking the same arc as the fisherman. They are playing, yes, but their play is a rehearsal for life. It's a form of deep, intuitive study. This scene, or something like it, has unfolded countless times across human history. For thousands of generations, this is how we learned. We learned by being present, by observing, by absorbing the world around us. Our communities were our classrooms, and everyday life was the curriculum. The skills needed for survival, the traditions that bound a people together, the responsibilities that came with being part of a group. All of it was passed down, not through explicit instruction, but through lived experience. Think about the sheer complexity of the knowledge being transferred. It wasn't just about the mechanics of fishing. The children were also learning about patience, about cooperation, about the rhythms of nature. They were learning to read the river, to understand the seasons, to respect the source of their food. They were absorbing the stories, songs, and conversations that flowed around them as naturally as the water itself. These were lessons in ecology, in physics, in social dynamics, and in philosophy, all woven into the fabric of daily activity. This process of learning is incredibly powerful because it's holistic. It engages the whole person, the eyes, the hands, the body, the heart. When a child learns by doing, the knowledge becomes part of their muscle memory, part of their very being. It's not an abstract concept stored in the brain. It's a living, breathing skill. This is why an elder's hands can tie a complex knot in the dark, or why a cook knows the exact amount of spice to add without measuring. The knowledge resides in their hands and their senses as much as in their minds. Furthermore, learning in this way fosters a deep sense of connection and belonging. By participating in the activities of the community, even in a playful, imitative way, children begin to see themselves as part of something larger. They understand their future role and the value of their contribution. They aren't just learning a skill. They are learning who they are and where they fit. The fisherman isn't just a man with a net. He's a provider, a keeper of tradition, a vital part of the whole. And the child who watches him learns that they, too, can one day fill that role. This isn't to say that formal education isn't valuable. Of course it is. The ability to read, to write, to understand complex mathematics and science has opened up worlds of possibility for humanity. But perhaps we have, in our modern world, over-indexed on one type of learning at the expense of another. We've become very good at transmitting explicit information, but we may have lost some of our ability to pass on the implicit, embodied wisdom that comes from shared experience. We see echoes of this older way of learning in our own lives. If we look closely, a child learning to bake by watching a grandparent, their hands covered in flour as they try to knead the dough. A teenager learning to fix a car by handing tools to a parent, absorbing the logic of the engine through observation and small guided tasks. A new employee learning the culture of a workplace, not from a manual, but by observing how colleagues interact, how they solve problems, how they talk to each other. In these moments, something magical happens. We are not just acquiring information. We are being initiated into a practice, a tradition, a way of being. We are connecting with the people who came before us, and in turn, preparing to pass that knowledge on to those who will come after. The challenge for us today is to find ways to reintegrate this kind of observational, participatory learning into our lives. How can we create more opportunities for our children and for ourselves to learn by doing, by being present, by participating in meaningful activities alongside others? It might mean spending less time consuming content and more time creating, building, and repairing things with our own hands. It might mean cooking a meal together from scratch instead of ordering takeout. It might mean tending a small garden, learning the patience and observation it requires. It could be as simple as telling stories. The oral tradition was once a primary vehicle for transmitting values, history, and wisdom. When we share personal stories with our families and friends, we are doing more than just entertaining them. We are sharing a piece of ourselves, our experiences, and the lessons we've learned. We are weaving the narrative of our lives into the larger tapestry of our community. Let's return to that riverbank. The sun is lower now, casting long shadows. The children are still there, but their play has changed. They are now helping in small ways. One child carries a small fish to the cleaning station. Another carefully lays out a piece of netting to dry. They are no longer just observers, they are participants. They are taking their first small steps into the world of adult responsibility, and they are doing so with a sense of purpose and pride. They have been learning all day, and perhaps they don't even know it. They haven't been graded or tested, but the lessons have sunk deep. They have learned that food comes from the river, that tools must be cared for, that everyone has a role to play, and that they belong to this place and to these people. This is the foundation upon which their lives will be built. This, at its core, is the essence of human culture. It is a continuous, living stream of knowledge and practice, passed from hand to hand, from eye to eye, from one generation to the next. It's a process that is as natural, as powerful, and as essential as the river itself. By remembering and honoring this ancient way of learning, we can enrich our own lives and ensure that this vital human inheritance continues to flow. Thanks for watching. Listen closely. Can you hear it? That gentle, rhythmic sound. It's the sound of the river, flowing steadily, tirelessly, just as it has for 1,000 years. It whispers a story of patience, of time, of something beautiful being made, slowly and with great care. Here, by the water's edge, time doesn't rush. It glides, it pools, it settles. It's a place where hands, guided by generations of wisdom, move with a quiet confidence. They don't fight the current, they flow with it. This is a story of creation, a melody played not with instruments, but with earth, with fiber, with wood, It's the song of the artisan. Imagine the gentle lapping of the river against the shore. It's a rhythm that has seeped into the very soul of this place, into the hands that work here. These hands are not hurried. They are deliberate, graceful, connected to a legacy of making. They understand that true beauty isn't born in an instant. It is coaxed into being, one patient movement at a time. The sun warms the stones by the riverbank, and a soft breeze rustles the leaves of the willow trees, their branches dipping low to greet the water. In this sanctuary of calm, we find the heart of craftsmanship. A world away from the noise and the haste, we find hands that are shaping the future by honoring the past, creating objects not just of function, but of soul. Let's draw closer and watch as this ancient story unfolds. We begin with the earth itself, cool, damp, and heavy. A mound of clay sits silently on a wheel, a lump of pure potential. The potter's hands, slick with water, gently cup its sides. There's a soft worry sound as the wheel begins to turn, a low, steady hum that merges with the river's song. The potter's touch is a whisper, a suggestion. Thumbs press down into the center, a gentle but firm persuasion, and the clay responds. It opens up like a flower blooming in slow motion. You can hear the soft squelch and sigh of the clay as it yields to the pressure, the water acting as a silken mediator between hand and earth. With each rotation, the form begins to rise. The walls ascend, thinning under the careful guidance of knowing fingers. One hand supports from the inside, the other shapes the outside, a delicate dance of pressure and release. It's a conversation without words. The clay speaks of its limits, its strengths, and the potter listens, responding with an instinct born of countless hours, countless vessels. The air is filled with the clean, mineral scent of wet earth. Small droplets of water and clay spin from the wheel, dotting the potter's apron. The shape evolves from a squat cylinder to a graceful curve, a belly swelling outwards, a neck narrowing elegantly. A wooden rib tool glides along the surface, smoothing away imperfections, leaving a glistening, satiny finish. The sound changes to a soft, scraping whisper. The wheel slows, and for a moment, the potter's hands hover, assessing the form. It is complete, a vessel born of river water, earth, and the patient, rhythmic turning of the wheel. From the earth, we move to the fiber, to the quiet click and clack of the loom. Here, a weaver sits, surrounded by spools of natural linen, the color of sand and stone. The air smells faintly of flax and sunlight. Her domain is a world of threads, a complex map of warp and weft. The warp threads are stretched taut on the loom, a silent, waiting harp. Her feet work the pedals below, a soft, rhythmic thump-thump that raises and lowers the heddles, opening a space, a shed, for the weft to pass through. It's a steady, hypnotic rhythm, like a slow, deliberate heartbeat. With a smooth, practiced motion, she sends the shuttle flying from one side to the other. There's a quick wooden clatter as it shoots through the channel of threads, leaving a single line of linen in its wake. Then she pulls the beater forward, a solid thud that presses the new thread firmly against the one before it. Click-clack, thud, click-clack, thud. The sounds are a constant, comforting percussion. Inch by inch, thread by thread, the fabric grows. Her hands are a blur of efficiency, adjusting tension, checking the pattern, feeling the texture of the emerging cloth. It is cool and slightly coarse to the touch, a textile that speaks of fields of blue-flowered flax, of sun and rain. The pattern emerges not from a pre-programmed machine, but from her memory, her skill, her connection to the craft. This is not just weaving cloth. This is weaving time itself, capturing moments in the interlocking threads, creating a story you can hold in your hands. Our journey now takes us to the scent of the forest, to the quiet workshop of the woodcarver. Sunlight streams through a window, illuminating floating motes of sawdust that dance in the air like tiny golden sprites. The room is filled with the rich, resinous aroma of freshly cut wood. On a sturdy bench rests a block of seasoned timber, its grain telling the story of the tree it once was, summers and winters of wind and calm. The carver holds a chisel in one hand, a wooden mallet in the other. His tools are extensions of his will, their steel edges honed to a razor's sharpness. He begins not with force, but with observation. His fingers trace the lines of the grain, feeling for the wood spirit, its direction. Then the work starts, a gentle tap-tap of the mallet on the chisel. It's a crisp, clear sound, a musical note in the quiet room. With each tap, a curl of wood peels away, releasing a fresh burst of fragrance. He is not hacking at the block, but releasing a form that he sees within it. The process is one of subtraction, of taking away everything that is not the intended shape. The sounds vary a light, shaving whisper as he uses a gouge to create a curve, a deeper, more resonant thock as he removes a larger piece. Shavings fall to the floor, piling up like soft snow. Slowly, patiently, a shape begins to emerge from the block. Perhaps it's the fluid curve of a bird's wing, or the delicate unfurling of a leaf. His breath is steady, his focus absolute. The potter's wheel slows to a stop. The weaver's shuttle rests. The carver's chisel is laid down. The air settles, and once again, the only sound is the gentle, eternal flow of the river. What remains is the evidence of slow, patient work. A new bowl, still soft, waiting for the fire. A length of fabric, its texture telling a story of 1,000 threads. A carving, the spirit of the wood now visible to the world. These objects are more than just things. They are meditations. They are the physical embodiment of quiet focus, of hands moving in harmony with material, of time spent not in rushing, but in creating. In a world that prizes speed and immediacy, there is a profound beauty in this slowness. It's a reminder that some things cannot be hurried. Like the river carving its path through the landscape, true craftsmanship takes time. It requires a deep listening, a respect for the material, and a patience that is both a skill and a virtue. The work of the artisan is a quiet rebellion against the clamor of the modern age. It invites us to slow down, to appreciate the touch of a hand, the story of a material, and the simple, profound beauty of a thing made well. It is a legacy of tranquility, passed down through generations, as constant and as soothing as the river itself. Thank you for joining this quiet journey. Remember to find beauty in the slow and steady moments. As the first light of dawn gently kisses the horizon, a river awakens, not to the bustling sounds of a city, but to the soft whispers of a timeless ritual. Here, where the water flows as steadily as time itself, the day begins with a quiet act of devotion. Villagers, their faces etched with a serene reverence, make their way to the riverbank. They move not with haste, but with a deliberate grace, each step a testament to the sacred bond they share with this life-giving water. Their hands cup the cool liquid, their heads bow in silent prayer, offering gratitude for the new day. It's a scene of profound tranquility, where the boundary between the physical and the spiritual dissolves, and the river becomes a flowing sanctuary, a liquid altar reflecting the pale morning sky. This river is the heart of the village, its pulse dictating the rhythm of daily life. As the sun climbs higher, the banks come alive with activity, yet the undercurrent of spirituality remains. Listen closely, and you can hear it in the rhythmic slapping of wet clothes against stone, a sound that's almost like a percussive prayer. See it in the way a woman, gathering water in a clay pot, pauses to touch the surface, a small, reverent gesture. The men casting their nets do so with a patience that transcends mere work. It's a dialogue with the river, a trust in its provision. Children splash and play, their laughter echoing across the water. And even in their innocent joy, there's an unspoken understanding of the river's central role in their world. Every chore, every simple task is interwoven with these subtle acts of faith. Life and worship are not separate here. They flow together as one continuous stream, a testament to a spirituality that is unconfined to temples, but is lived and breathed in every moment. The river is not just a source of sustenance. It is a witness to the community's history, its joys, its sorrows, and its collective faith. This becomes most apparent during their festivals. Imagine the scene, rendered not in sharp, modern detail, but with the soft, timeless strokes of an ink sketch. The entire community gathers, a vibrant tapestry of generations united by shared belief. The air hums with the soft chanting of ancient hymns, a sound that seems to rise from the very earth. Elders, their faces maps of a life lived by the water, guide the younger ones through intricate rituals passed down through countless years. Offerings of flowers and incense are set afloat, their fragrant smoke mingling with the river mist, carrying prayers and hopes downstream. The flickering lights of countless small lamps dance upon the water's surface, each a tiny star reflecting the immense galaxy of their collective devotion. In these moments, individuality melts away, and a powerful sense of unity emerges. It's a profound, soul-stirring spectacle, where the river becomes a grand stage for the timeless drama of human faith, connecting the past with the present and the people with their heritage. As dusk settles, a hush falls over the river once more. The vibrant colors of the festival give way to the soft, silvery light of the moon. The water, now dark and mysterious, mirrors the celestial expanse above, creating a scene of breathtaking serenity. It has witnessed their prayers at dawn, supported their labor at noon, and shared in their celebrations at dusk. Now, under the watchful gaze of the moon, it rests, yet its quiet flow is a powerful symbol of endurance. It represents the unwavering current of faith that runs through the lives of these villagers, a force as steady and perpetual as the river itself. This moonlit water is not just an ending to the day, but a promise of continuity, a reminder that just as the river will greet the dawn again, so too will their faith be reborn with each new morning, an eternal, life-affirming cycle. Thank you for joining us on this journey. If you were moved by this story, please like, share, and subscribe for more explorations into the heart of human culture. Find a cool spot for a moment, won't you? Let the world carry on without you for just a little while. It's the hottest part of the day, that time when the sun sits right overhead, pressing down with all its warmth. Everything slows to a crawl. The birds are quiet, resting in the deep green leaves. The insects have found their own shady hideouts. The whole world seems to be holding its breath, waiting for the afternoon to soften into evening. This is your invitation to do the same. Give yourself permission to pause. You don't need to be productive right now. You don't need to rush to the next thing. Just for these few minutes, your only task is to be still. Find a comfortable chair, maybe one in the shade of a large old tree, or in a quiet room where a fan gently stirs the air. Let your shoulders drop. Unclench your jaw. Take a slow, deep breath in and let it go with a long, soft sigh. Feel the support of the chair beneath you, holding you completely. Let go of the need to hold yourself up. Let your body feel heavy, relaxed, and at ease. Notice the stillness in the air. It's a thick, warm stillness, like a blanket of peace settling over everything. The world hasn't stopped, but it has slowed down to a gentle, sleepy rhythm. And you, right here, right now, are a part of that rhythm. There's nowhere else you need to be. Just be here, breathing, resting, in this moment of quiet. The heat makes the air shimmer above the pavement, creating a blurry, dreamlike effect. It's as if the world has softened its edges, inviting us to do the same. In the shade, it's a different world. The light is dappled, filtered through leaves that dance ever so slightly in a breeze you can't even feel. It paints shifting patterns on the ground, a silent, slow-moving art show just for you. Listen closely. Can you hear the quiet sounds of the afternoon? Perhaps the distant, sleepy drone of a lawnmower from a few streets away, or the gentle hum of the refrigerator in the kitchen. Maybe you hear the faint, drowsy murmur of voices from a nearby porch, words spoken softly, without urgency, punctuated by long, comfortable silences. These are the sounds of a world at rest, each one a note in the lullaby of a summer afternoon. There's a unique kind of silence that belongs only to the hottest part of the day. It's not an absence of sound, but a muffling of it. Everything feels a little farther away, a little less demanding. The sharp edges of noise are smoothed over by the heavy, warm air. It's a silence that encourages introspection, a quiet space to just be with your own thoughts without judgment. Let your attention drift to the feeling of the air on your skin. It's warm, yes, but where you are, in this sheltered spot, it's a gentle warmth. It's the feeling of summer itself, a season of growth and abundance, now taking its own midday nap. Feel the way your clothes rest lightly on your body. Feel the subtle movement of your chest as you breathe in and out. A steady, reliable rhythm that has been with you your entire life, in and out. Simple, effortless. Imagine a tall glass of ice water, condensation tracing cool lines down its side. Picture the clink of the ice cubes as you lift it. Even the thought is refreshing. In this heat, simple pleasures become profound. The coolness of a tiled floor on bare feet, the sweet, juicy burst of a slice of watermelon, the relief of a gentle breeze that appears from nowhere and vanishes just as quickly. These are the small gifts of a slow afternoon. Let your mind drift like a cloud in the vast blue sky. Don't try to hold on to any single thought. If worries or to-do lists appear, just notice them like you'd notice a distant airplane and let them fly on by. They don't belong in this moment of peace. This is your time, your sanctuary, a small pocket of stillness you've carved out of the day just for yourself. The light is beginning to change, ever so slightly. The sun is starting its slow descent towards the west. The shadows, which were short and huddled beneath things at noon, are beginning to stretch. They are long, cool fingers reaching across the grass, promising the eventual relief of evening. But we're not there yet. We are still here in the golden heart of the afternoon. There's a timeless quality to this part of the day. It feels like every summer afternoon you've ever known, all layered on top of one another. You can almost feel the memory of running through sprinklers as a child, the taste of popsicles melting faster than you could eat them, the feeling of sun-warmed skin at the end of a long day at the pool. All those memories are woven into the fabric of this moment, adding to its richness and its peace. Listen again. Maybe a new sound has joined the symphony. The chirp of a lone cricket, brave enough to start its evening song a little early. The distant laughter of children, their energy somehow immune to the heat. The gentle rustle of leaves as a squirrel scampers up a tree trunk. Each sound is a reminder that life goes on, but it does so at its own pace. There is no need to rush. Let your body sink even deeper into relaxation. Allow every muscle to go soft and limp. From the tips of your toes, feel a wave of ease spread upwards through your feet, your ankles, your calves. Let it soothe your knees and thighs. Relax your hips and your stomach. Feel your back release into the chair. Your shoulders fall away from your ears. Let your arms be heavy, your hands resting softly in your lap. Relax your neck, your jaw, and all the tiny muscles around your eyes and in your forehead. Just let it all go. The world is full of beauty, even in the laziest moments. Look at the color of the sky, a deep, unwavering blue, so intense it almost vibrates. Notice the textures around you, the rough bark of a tree, the smooth surface of a cool stone, the soft fabric of your own clothing. The world is a feast for the senses, if we only slow down enough to notice. This stillness, this quiet, it isn't empty, it's full. It's full of life, full of peace, full of the potential for rest and renewal. Taking this time for yourself isn't selfish, it's necessary. It's like letting a garden soak up the rain. You are replenishing your own reserves, watering your own roots, so that when it's time to move again, you can do so from a place of fullness, not from a place of depletion. As our time of rest begins to draw to a close, do so gently. There's no need for an abrupt shift. Start by bringing a little more awareness back to your body. Wiggle your fingers and your toes. Slowly, gently, roll your shoulders. Perhaps you'd like to stretch, reaching your arms up towards the sky, like a flower waking up from a nap. Take one last, deep, nourishing breath. Breathe in all the peace and stillness of this moment. And as you exhale, carry that feeling with you. Know that you can return to this place of inner quiet anytime you need it. It's always here, waiting for you, just a single breath away. The day will continue, tasks will await, but you will meet them with a renewed sense of calm and a quieter spirit. Thank you for taking this time to pause with me. Remember to be gentle with yourself for the rest of the day. If you enjoyed this moment of peace, I invite you to follow along for more. Be well. Have you ever felt a place breathe? A slow, steady rhythm that pulls you in? Here, as the sun dips low, painting the sky in gold and amber, the riverbank comes alive. It's not with a roar, but a gentle hum, a murmur of voices, the soft lapping of water, the shuffle of feet on the earth. It's a sound that feels ancient, like a memory you didn't know you had. In these first moments of twilight, strangers and friends gather, drawn together by an unspoken invitation from the fading light. There's a magnetic pull to this space, a sense of belonging that settles over everyone like a warm blanket. This isn't just a place, it's a moment, a fleeting community forged in the golden hour, and we've just stepped into its heart. Look closer. See the hands, weathered and wise, arranging their creations. This isn't just a market. Each piece of pottery, shaped from the local clay, holds the earth's story. Every woven textile carries threads of tradition passed down through generations. When someone stops to admire a piece, it's more than just a potential sale. It's a conversation. A bridge is built between the maker and the admirer. A silent understanding of the time, the skill, the love poured into the object. Notice the way they interact, the easy smiles, the shared laughter. This exchange is older than any currency. It's about connection. It's about recognizing a piece of someone else's soul in something you can hold in your hands. We often think of trade as purely commercial, but here it's a language of its own. It speaks of history, of shared culture, and of the simple human need to create and to share. In every transaction, a story changes hands along with the goods, weaving the fabric of this riverside community even tighter. Now a hush falls over the crowd. The gentle buzz of conversation quiets, and all eyes turn to one man, an elder. His face, a beautiful map of a life fully lived, takes his seat. He doesn't need to raise his voice to command attention. His presence is enough. As he begins to speak, the world around us seems to fade away. His voice, raspy and warm, is a thread pulling us into another time, another place. We are no longer just standing by a river. We are walking through enchanted forests, sailing across mythical seas, listening to the whispers of forgotten ancestors. The story he tells isn't just a collection of words. It's a living, breathing thing. It paints pictures in our minds more vivid than any screen. We see heroes rise and fall. We feel their joy and their sorrow. In the shared focus of the listeners, you can see the magic at work. Each person, young and old, is completely captivated, their faces illuminated by the flickering firelight and the glow of the tale. This is the oldest form of entertainment, the original shared experience. A single voice, a captivating narrative, and a circle of listeners bound together in a shared dream. This is where culture is born, where values are passed on, and where the human spirit finds its voice. The last words of the story hang in the air, delicate and powerful, before dissolving into the twilight. For a moment, no one speaks. There's no need. A shared silence, filled with reflection and a quiet sense of wonder, connects everyone. It's a profound, collective exhale. The story has ended, but its echo remains within each person who listened. As we pull back, the scene unfolds into a breathtaking panorama. The river, now a ribbon of silver under the starlit sky, mirrors the quiet gathering. The fireside glow, the soft silhouettes of people lingering, not yet ready to break the spell. What we've witnessed here is something simple, yet incredibly powerful. It's the beauty of shared presence. In a world that often rushes us, pulling us into digital spaces and individual pursuits, moments like these are a reminder of what truly matters. Coming together, listening, sharing a space. It's not about grand events, but about these small, profound gatherings that nourish the soul and remind us that we are and always will be connected. Thanks for sharing this moment with us. If you found beauty here, consider following along for more stories. The sun has dipped below the horizon, painting the sky in final strokes of orange and purple before surrendering to the deep, velvety blue of twilight. A gentle hush falls over the world as day gives way to night. The air grows cooler, carrying the faint, sweet scent of evening blossoms and damp earth. One by one, the first stars begin to appear, shy at first, then bold and brilliant against the darkening canvas. They are ancient travelers, their light having journeyed across unimaginable distances to reach us here in this quiet moment. Down by the river, the water has become a mirror, a perfect reflection of the celestial ballet above. Each star finds its twin shimmering on the surface, creating a universe both above and below. The gentle lapping of the water against the bank is the only sound, a soft, rhythmic percussion that seems to measure the slow, steady heartbeat of the night. The trees along the river's edge are now just dark silhouettes, their branches like intricate lace against the star-dusted sky. Their leaves rustle softly in the breeze, whispering secrets to the moon, which has begun its slow, majestic ascent. In the small houses nestled along the hillsides, lights are beginning to dim. The day's work is done, the evening meals have been shared, and a sense of peaceful finality settles in. Families are gathered, their voices now soft and low. Stories have been told, laughter has faded into contented sighs, and the warmth of togetherness provides a comforting shield against the vastness of the night. Children, their minds full of dreams, are tucked into their beds, their breathing slow and even as they drift into the boundless realms of sleep. The world outside their windows continues its quiet turning, but within these walls there is only peace, safety, and rest. Now, as the world settles into deep slumber, allow yourself to join it. Let the gentle rhythm of the river guide your own breath. Inhale the cool, clean night air, and as you exhale, release the day. Let go of all the thoughts, the worries, the plans. They can wait for the morning light. Tonight is for rest, for renewal. Feel the weight of your body, supported and secure. Feel the quiet in the air around you, a deep and profound stillness that invites you to let go completely. Imagine you are drifting on that calm, dark river. The water is cool and supportive, holding you effortlessly. Above you, the canopy of stars is a breathtaking spectacle, a reminder of the infinite beauty and mystery of the universe. You are a part of this vast, interconnected whole, a small but essential note in the grand symphony of existence. There is nothing you need to do, nowhere you need to be, other than right here, in this moment of perfect tranquility. Each breath you take is like a gentle current, carrying you further into a state of deep relaxation. With every exhale, feel yourself sinking deeper, letting go of any remaining tension in your muscles. Your shoulders relax, your jaw softens, and a feeling of warmth and heaviness spreads through your limbs. Your mind, once busy with the day's events, becomes as clear and placid as the river's surface, reflecting only the serene beauty of the night sky. The sounds of the world fade away, replaced by the internal rhythm of your own calm heartbeat and the steady, even flow of your breath. You are drifting, floating, surrendering to the gentle pull of sleep. The river flows on, carrying you toward the shores of dreamland. It is a safe and peaceful journey, a return to the source of your energy and vitality. The night holds you in its gentle embrace, a comforting, silent guardian. There is a profound peace in this moment, a sense of belonging to the quiet rhythm of the earth. The moon watches over you. The stars are your distant companions, and the river sings you a timeless lullaby. Allow the gentle currents of sleep to pull you under. Let your consciousness dissolve into the deep, restorative darkness. There is nothing to fear, only rest, renewal, and the promise of a new day. As you drift deeper and deeper, the boundary between wakefulness and sleep begins to blur. The images of the river, the stars, the quiet houses, all melt into a soft, comforting feeling of peace. You are being carried now, effortlessly, into the deepest, most rejuvenating sleep. The world will continue its silent turning. The river will continue its steady flow. And you will rest, recharge, and dream. Sleep now. Let go completely. Surrender to the quiet magic of the night. Deep, peaceful sleep. The river flows on, and you are at rest. The river continues its timeless journey, flowing steadily and surely through the darkness. It does not hurry, nor does it pause. It simply is, a constant presence in the quiet landscape. It has witnessed countless nights, just like this one, seen generations of stars wheel across the sky, and felt the cool touch of moonlight on its surface for eons. Its gentle, persistent murmur is a lullaby for the sleeping world, a promise that while all is still, life continues its gentle, forward motion. It carries with it the reflections of the stars, the whispers of the wind, and the silent dreams of all who rest nearby. Feel the slow, steady rhythm of your breathing. With each inhale, you draw in the calm of the night. With each exhale, you release any lingering tension. Notice the gentle rise and fall of your chest. Feel the weight of your body becoming heavier, sinking comfortably into your bed. Let your feet become heavy and warm. This feeling of warmth and heaviness travels slowly up through your legs into your hips, releasing all tightness. Your stomach and chest relax. Your shoulders drop away from your ears. Your arms feel heavy and still by your sides. Your hands are soft and open. Your neck and your head are fully supported. All the tiny muscles in your face let go. Your jaw is loose. Your lips are slightly parted. Your eyelids are heavy, closed, resting peacefully. You are completely at ease. The gentle sound of the river is the only sound now. It's a constant, soothing presence, washing over you, cleansing your mind of any stray thoughts. If a thought appears, just notice it without judgment, and then let it float away, like a leaf on the water's surface. Your mind becomes more and more still, more and more quiet. The darkness behind your eyes is soft and welcoming. It is a space of pure rest, a sanctuary where you can completely let go. There is nothing to do, nothing to think about. Just be, just rest. The river flows, and you flow with it into the depths of peaceful sleep. The water is your guide, its ancient song, a melody of pure tranquility. It knows the way to the deepest rest. Trust it, let it carry you. The stars continue to shine, silent guardians in the infinite dark. The moon casts its soft light, a gentle blessing on your sleep. The whole world is resting with you. You are safe. You are at peace. The journey into sleep is like following the river downstream. The current is gentle but steady, pulling you deeper and deeper. The shores of wakefulness are far behind you now. You are floating in a sea of tranquility. The water is the perfect temperature, comforting and enveloping. Every part of you is relaxed. Every part of you is at peace. The rhythm of your breath has slowed, matching the gentle rhythm of the flowing water. Inhale peace, exhale, and let go. Inhale calm, exhale, and drift. You are moving now beyond thought, beyond feeling, into a state of pure being. You are drifting into the heart of the night, where renewal and dreams await. The river's murmur becomes fainter, more distant, as you sink into a profound and restorative slumber. You are almost there now, just a little further. The shores of dreamland are just ahead. Let the final threads of awareness dissolve. Let go of the feeling of your body. Let go of the sound of the river. Let go of everything. Allow yourself to merge with the quiet, with the darkness, with the peace. You are becoming one with the night. This is the place where your body and mind truly heal. This is the place of deep, uninterrupted rest. The river flows on, endlessly, through the sleeping landscape. It carries the reflection of the silent stars on its dark, smooth surface. It whispers to the ancient trees on its banks. It continues its journey to the sea, just as you continue your journey into the deepest levels of sleep. The world is quiet. Your mind is quiet. Your body is resting. Everything is as it should be. Sleep now. Sleep deeply. The river flows on, and you are at rest. Good night.